Let's focus up, boys. We got this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Principal Paragon podcast YouTube channel. Today we have my good friend Raphael with me. So, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Who you guys are at all? Tony, what do you do? Who are you?
I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. Pretty laid back guy.
What about you, Kitchen?
I'm a self-checkout Walmart employee.
Flex, all right.
I also gave Jared the name Principal Paragon.
He did.
Oh,
this is the man that gave me the name Principal Paragon.
This is the creator behind the myth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, really quick, awkward cut. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, is that how we started? We're just going straight in like that?
Are you uncomfortable?
No, we can do this.
Jared's whole face shook.
So we were talking about...
You look back at that, you were like...
You went back into motion. Alright, is this all in here? Or do we have to clap again?
Do you want me to clap again?
No, I'm just asking.
Alright, this part's gonna get cut out anyways.
So, okay, so we gotta clap back again.
So,
that's fine.
The question of the episode today.
So we're not clapping at all right now, is my question.
Yeah, this whole thing's going to the video.
Okay. So you can go.
So, question for the video today. Do we actually have free will?
Do we have free will?
Do we have free will?
I mean, we have, in society standards, I'd say no. But technically we can do whatever we want.
So, alright, well let's do a thing and start by defining free will then.
Okay.
What is it?
Anyone else want to take this one?
The limits that society lets you go,
Oh.
I think.
So you guys, from what I'm getting right now is that two people, I don't know what Tony's view is, but two people so far think that free will is based on something that society sees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Would you agree with that?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if I'm interpreting it the wrong way, but I was just gonna say, free will. If I want to go out and punch that wall, I can punch that wall.
Yeah.
If I want to sit here and not do anything, I don't have to do anything. But I think it depends on how deep you want to look into the question, because obviously I work with a lot of people that are mentally ill. And,
okay.
If you want to get down to the science of it, I think normal people, I would say free will is definitely a thing, but I think the limits just apply to maybe science itself.
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, I think you
know
got
what
another point. I mean, I guess in a way, if you have something like mentally prohibiting you from doing what you actually want to do, I guess in a way, like your conscience at that point kind of limits
or in a way
free
forcing
will.
you to do something that you wouldn't normally do either way, in the complete opposite aspect.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's me talking from experience. But
Very true. So, in terms of defining free will, this is going to be a tough one. I would say it has something to do with the ability to, choose what
No, I just thought of something.
What?
Have I cursed yet?
I don't know.
Probably.
yes, once when you were like, let's go. Remember, you're like,
Wait, is that going to be in the video?
No, that's when I was still sitting over there.
Oh, okay, sweet. All good.
Are we trying to not cuss this episode?
Well, technically I'm in
Are we
uniform,
allowed
so
to?
I can't.
Are we allowed to?
I mean, we
No,
can't.
you
Am
can.
I allowed to
This guy
curse
can't.
on the
It's also
camera?
funny how you also said "damn it."
That's not a curse word.
Oh,
Am I allowed to curse on the
Okay.
I
camera?
think Dan
Yeah,
is in
you're
the Bible,
able to curse
so-
on the camera.
True.
That opens up. That
True, I think
unties
it's
a
not
big
a curse
knot
word.
around my neck.
Ooh. Not
Unties
doing-
a big knot around my chest,
Not
like
doing that
I'm-
to kitchen though.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
Yeah.
Have that around my neck.
Sorry, I interrupted.
You
You had probably something important you wanted to say.
I want to Google this one though, because I really don't know what I would call free will,
Oh,
other than
sure.
just the ability to make choices.
So you're gonna plus out. Okay.
Well,
No, that's a good.
actually no, I would say it's just the ability to do whatever you want.
That's
a way,
kind of exactly
really.
how I interpret it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the ability to do is whatever you want in life, but like make your own choices. But then I feel like society also has their own limits that limits your free will.
That's so like there's two free
Like in terms of
wills.
even just
Yeah.
like the way the government works. Like,
Yeah, so
When
like,
you start
don't
broadening it,
have-
absolutely.
If you
Yeah.
talk about like free will in a society aspect, you don't have free will. Like, you know what I mean?
Like there's
Yeah.
like there's
laws,
law
there's
and
laws
stuff
in
like
place
that.
to
But
prohibit
like
you. So if you do
technically,
something,
if you're just looking at it and like what really free will is, anyone can just go outside the street and just shoot someone. They
Mhm.
they
have
did
the
that
free
free
will
will
to do that,
and
yeah.
then they will probably get shot back or put in
then
prison.
they'll,
But like
in return, they'll
yeah,
have that free will
but,
taken
like, they
away
were still
because
able to
society
do
wouldn't
whatever
function
they wanted.
Yeah,
otherwise.
exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm just gonna Google it just to make sure that like that makes sense to me though. Let's see. Define free will. The power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate. The ability to act at one's own discretion. I would take that second part pretty much as what we said. The ability to act at one's own
Yeah.
discretion to
Yeah.
do
We're
what you
pretty
want.
good at guessing these things.
Yeah.
We should be able to like write definitions of words in the dictionary.
we should
Yeah.
we should just make our own.
Well, I mean,
We
I
should-
kind
we
of
should
made a
make our
piss poor
own-
example of my free will, like punching. I just looked at the wall. I don't think that would be a good definition to put on Google.
Yeah.
But if you had to like use it in a sentence or use the term,
It would
in a
make
sentence.
sense. Like
Yeah.
if I went on Google and I saw that,
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, whoever said this, wow, God bless them. This was awesome.
A very
Very
average IQ.
Yeah,
the
very
average person
average
can
IQ.
understand what I'm saying. That's the way I try and look at it. So, you know.
So should we make a dictionary called the Average
I
Dictionary?
think that's
Yeah,
that's
oh
a
my
dictionary.
God,
You
bro.
know, how about
that would
that?
be funny as hell.
Yo,
about
what
that?
if someone actually did that? Like they sold it, like they made a book and it was just like the average dictionary,
Yeah.
and it had like words like lit, fire.
I think it's called the Urban Dictionary.
yeah, very
Well,
true.
we need it
but
in
you know
paper
what?
form.
Yeah,
to sell it to
exactly.
schools.
Yes, like
And-
Webster's in a
Exactly.
book.
So
have it on the
teachers can
shelf.
understand.
Exactly.
Things
Bro,
like
if
that.
Urban Dictionary had a physical dictionary, I
I
feel
think
like
people
I'd
would
buy
buy
that.
it.
I would.
And they'll
yeah.
probably have a funny cover and everything.
There's so much shit in there at this point, though, and way too much of it is fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a lot that is
Yeah.
messed up now that I thought about it.
Yeah.
So maybe we wouldn't go as extreme as Urban Dictionary, but
Yeah.
like, you know, again, average it out.
Yeah.
And then do like maybe a special edition for the radical terms.
For the radical.
Yeah,
terms.
have like a smaller book.
Yeah.
For all
It's just called the N-word Bible.
Oh no!
The Dictionary.
The first page just defines what the N-word means.
It could be the Dictionary.
There you
I'm
go.
so glad you said that because I wanted to say that.
I know you. When you said dictionary, you looked right at me. And
I was like,
the dictionary.
Oh God! But anyways, we were talking about free will. You were
Yep.
you were talking about something like that.
So,
Is it
do you want to
important?
write the definition of free will? The ability to act
Are
at
you
one's own
telling
discretion?
me, or do I have to?
Write the fuck.
All right, I got it.
Why can't I tell someone what to do?
I know, right? This
What's
guy.
new?
Wow, that rhymes.
We're all songwriters here.
Where are we? Are we doing this in blue?
This
Does
is
it
not
matter?
a we thing. This is a you thing. So
Oh, my spelling is atrocious.
yeah. So
just
I
don't
can
judge.
spell well, but the handwriting's just
Yes.
not there.
Yes.
Still to this day. Update.
All right, so what are we putting? Free will, right?
I've
Yeah,
got like
that's good.
trans handwriting where like it can be a girl, can be a guy.
Ooh.
Don't put that in there.
That's
Are
going.
you saying my handwriting? I was like, I just started. How are you getting that? What is it?
Google pretty much said the ability to act at one's own discretion,
And here it goes.
which is, or you could just say the ability to do whatever the fuck you
Did I
want.
spell?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, all right.
Watch him spell discretion though. Nobody tell him.
No,
You spelled it
you
right.
spelled it right.
Spelled it
You
right.
just said I spelled it wrong.
No,
No.
you spelled it
I
right.
thought you were going to ask if you
Everyone-
spelled it right. We just, I didn't let him finish the question. Yeah.
Okay. So the ability to what?
Act on one's free will.
Yeah. Well, no, you can't put free will in the
Yeah, okay,
definition
okay.
of free will.
Discretion. I was reading free will
Wait,
as I
the
read it.
ability to
Act
act.
upon one's discretion.
Yeah.
On one's discretion.
I can't wait to flex and show you guys that I know how to
All right, spell
spell discretion.
discretion then.
Forgot an apostrophe.
Discretion. I think you just mixed up a couple of
You got the
letters. There you
No,
go.
I was good with it. All right, how do we? Let's actually get this down.
Oh my fucking
You know,
god.
this is kind of sad. I'm gonna start taking freaking writing lessons so that
You
this
were right with
doesn't
the
always happen.
DES.
DES, right?
Reset is
C,
$20.
CR.
CR,
R. Yeah. E-T.
Oh, fuck it.
ET.
Discretion, right? I-O-N.
Yep.
I mean, if we're wrong, they'll just look at us like we're idiots. But
Well, I mean, it's
okay.
literally on Google right there.
You can just look at it.
So that'd be awkward.
Yeah, they always tell us as police officers, discretion is the most powerful
I thought you were a
tool.
songwriter.
Yes. I am actually...
What happened there? Next thing, he's gonna say he's a lawyer next.
Actually, I just dressed up as a cop for Halloween yesterday.
Oh, okay. No, that makes
But,
sense.
I could cut this whole section.
And what I was going to say was they always tell us discretion is the most powerful tool on our gun belt. I disagree. I think it's the gun.
Yeah.
Discretion is high
I'm
up
not
there as
afraid
well,
of the
so-
discretion.
Yeah, exactly. So but
All right. So, and that was nice. Bro, your phone's on, right? So we know when the nuggies are coming. Will your watch vibrate?
Yep,
listen, they're not showing up. She doesn't know what she's doing.
No, she said,
Put that in there too, Brianna. Okay, I'm not afraid of you.
She-
Is that sniff coming from your free will, or is it just?
Is it your free will to sniff?
I mean,
Or
it's
is the
my
universe?
subconscious will, so I guess.
But can you stop your subconscious?
No.
So it's not your free
Yeah,
will.
can you use the free will to stop
I mean,
sniffing?
it depends on whether or not my subconscious has what is in my free will's best interest. Or if free will is in my subconscious's best
That's
interest.
very true.
Which I would say it is. My subconscious wants me to have free will, otherwise it wouldn't let me.
But you keep sniffing. And
You're right.
You yourself do not want to sniff.
Your
You are
consciousness
correct.
doesn't want to. Whoa. So your
So you're-
consciousness and your subconscious just
yeah.
fight, and they're fighting over what's free.
But
Your-
that's
the
that's
subconscious and conscious are fighting over the
that's
power
a
of your
natural
own free
thing,
will.
though. If I had full conscious power over everything that happened to my body, then my body would be a fucking wreck. I would forget to breathe. I'm not gonna lie, all the time.
You would have to know when to do your heartbeats, your own
That's true.
heartbeats.
Yeah.
You'd have to know when you have to, like, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was that?
So my tooth is starting to hurt.
Although,
Okay. You'd have to know when your tooth hurts.
you
You
never,
actually
you
would.
would
But at that
never
point, you
have
could-
another accidental fart. Let's think about that one for a
That-
second.
okay.
That would be.
All right.
I
All
think
right.
more important, you would never have another random boner.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
We're getting
All right.
somewhere.
I think that was a lot more.
That's a good
Thank
one.
you.
Okay.
Now I'm in favor. Fuck my free will.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I want
No,
only
you-
free will.
you want
Yes.
free
Yes.
will.
Only free
Strictly free will.
Just for that reason. So, anyways, my point earlier was that I don't personally believe that we have free will because and you have to take into consideration the idea of God and fate into this question as well, I think. Because it's a different scenario. Like, if God exists, do you still have free will?
No.
See, you can't know. But I think that regardless, you don't have free will because God made the universe if he does exist, and if he doesn't, the universe still exists. And the way that it works now, there are things that we can envision that we can't ever physically do, I think. So
Because of
until
God.
somebody exhibits to me
If
the
God's
idea
real.
that I can create and or destroy energy, the universe will forever
Yeah.
prohibit me from doing that.
Do you remember the song from Mr. Sereno's class?
No.
Energy, it can't be
Oh,
created.
yeah, that just came and it hit me hard.
Be destroyed.
Oh. That was our first class together, wasn't
Yes,
it?
it was. He molested your jacket.
He did.
Yep.
That is not a crime.
Miss that guy.
Every
He said that.
every day he was like, Jared, that's a nice North Face you got there. And he would just do this.
Why you had it on?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
That-
yeah,
see,
well,
that's a little bit different.
Yeah, elements of the crime.
That's a little bit different.
Tony's like, as a songwriter.
Every day.
As a songwriter, let me offer my professional
My
opinion.
expert opinion.
Yes.
So that's my personal view on free will at the moment. Do you have anything that might go against that idea?
Against, like, I'm trying to think, like, for
So
me.
you were thinking about like society. So I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off. You guys were thinking about like society, and I see raw, like, free will is more of a raw thing of either like you do or you don't have
That's
it.
exactly how
Like
I was.
either like
Yeah.
like some type of fate exists because the universe operates in some weird logical way, or it's you just like
And as long as I'm on the same page with you, kind of what you're saying is that even when we use what we think is our free will, that's just us acting in fate anyway.
in a way, yeah. I think it's also just the idea that the definition of free will would need to be changed slightly to fit my idea of it, because my idea of free will would mean because it says the ability to act on one's discretion. If I have or I guess a synonym for discretion in this case would maybe be want. I don't know if I'm conflating the two wrongly or not, but it pretty much says the ability to act on one's wants. So if I want to just fucking Thanos snap Santi away,
like you can't.
I can't. Physically is not possible via the laws of physics.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just one way that the universe, the way that it naturally operates, would limit my free will. So either I would have to fix that definition to
But what's
have...
will? Who is will?
We know a good guy named Will.
We do. But what is will?
What I like name Will. Go ahead.
My middle name is William.
We're getting somewhere.
I'm trying to think now.
About my middle name?
No.
About all the Wills.
It's on
in
my
the
license.
Yeah.
It's on my license.
I don't really know a lot of
See.
Wills. Will Smith, Will Smith,
William Penn.
and William
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. All right. Well, what's will?
This is one of the tangents.
Yeah.
What
What is will? Because like
Free will?
no. What is will? There's free, but what like free is just the word that helps
So
with
will is just the
Don't use will.
power, right? Will is just the power to act, I would say.
Is it the
Yes.
power to act? Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like you can't say free will is like wanting to like Thanos snap someone out of existence. Like, I feel like that's not will. Like, you just can't do that.
I almost
You know what I mean?
synonymized or whatever the word for it is. It's like
That's a new word. That's a new word.
There we go.
People in the podcast are going to be so confused.
You know what? Maybe I don't have free will because I don't want this bug to. And you know what? I can't do anything about it. But anyway, I always kind of thought as will and want as synonyms. I mean, I might just be misinterpreting the whole thing again. But like,
Yeah,
will,
like,
I mean,
will is the want to do something. You know, and it kind of just describes what you were saying too about how like you can't physically do it. I can't physically as much as I want to put a hole in that wall. I'm not going to put a hole in a brick wall with my fist. You know,
If you believe
Relax.
hard enough, maybe you could.
there's only one person sitting at that table that can do that, and
The
that's
gun
not
show
me.
over here probably could punch a hole in the wall, let's be honest.
He wore a
Me?
long sleeve shirt today, just so
I
he
was like,
wouldn't
what?
be ashamed. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jared.
I was like, you were pointing really awkward. I was like, me?
Yeah, my thumb doesn't really twist that far.
Thank you for wearing a long sleeve shirt and not
Jared,
showing me
he
up today.
brought a bulletproof vest today because of your gun show.
I did.
Why would a songwriter bring a phone?
And my
He's got a gun in his
expert
trunk.
professional experience in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh my god. My professional experience in Wilkes-Barre.
I'm going to a concert after this, so I need my gun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Can't
well,
go
that
to a
makes sense.
DaBaby concert and not bring your weapon of
Wait,
choice.
you were at the baby concert?
He doesn't know who the baby is.
He's a boomer. Anyways.
What is?
Alright.
Bleep that out.
We're
Bleep
so
that out. Whatever.
off
I don't care. Who's the baby? I mean, who? Why? Why don't you know who the baby is?
He's a boomer.
Am I supposed
okay?
to know
What
who the
does
baby
that
is?
know? What
I
does that
hate everybody.
The millennials, Gen Z, boomers. You know, he's the boomer.
You've never seen that meme on the
time
internet?
traveler or
My
something?
mental age is a lot further
He is,
than
yeah.
my physical age.
He's a very
He-
traditional.
He doesn't.
person?
He didn't know what Venmo was like 30 minutes ago.
That's fine.
He still doesn't know.
I
what
still,
that is.
yeah, no one ever actually explained it
I
to
mean,
me.
You're
just-
right. we
It's
did.
an app
Venmo.
to send money.
For free.
Like that Bitcoin,
No.
Bitcoin.
He sounds like a boomer, bro.
Yeah, he does.
Like that Bitcoin.
But like,
He's definitely one of the people that is like the old person at self-checkout who doesn't use them because it steals jobs.
No, I always use check out though. I was ready to slam an old guy the other day because he was asking for help using one, and the line was long. And listen, I'm not against elderly people.
Why would you be against them?
Like it's like I'm not discriminatory against elderly people, but if you don't know what you're doing, don't hold me up.
Yeah,
because I have
yeah.
places to be.
Yeah.
I have things to do.
Yeah.
Use the 3 checkout lines that are open.
Yeah.
Don't stand there looking around for help when there's help. Literally, you could have just gone through the checkout line like a normal person.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm sitting here now, and one of the self-checkouts are being held up. Don't go through it if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I promise you. I love my grandpa. I love my grandparents. But, and listen, if I'm an old guy someday and there's like a whole another method of self-checkout, and I'm standing there like an idiot, somebody please put me in the ward. Tell me I don't know what I'm doing. Tell me I'm an idiot. Then tell me to go through the normal checkout line, and I will. Okay? Don't try to be a tough guy and try to use a self-checkout if you don't know what you're doing.
did your grandpa have to do with this?
I just don't want the viewers and everything to think I'm anti. You guys are gonna get comments like this guy can't be on here anymore. I'm just listen, and you know what? A lot of people agree with me. They're just too afraid to say it. But don't tell me that you're not standing in a self-checkout line ready to blow your head off because some guy is standing there holding up one of the lines. I'm all the way back by the fruits, and I'm watching everybody. I would rather you go through with a cart with 100 things in it than some old guy just standing there like that John Travolta chip, right? Looking around for help, right? Because he's helping the other old guy at the other self-checkout. You can't do it. Society cannot function that way. Society is supposed to be a well-oiled machine. I got places to be. I got things to do.
What should we do?
There's checkout lines for that. Go through the checkout line. Tell him, sir, we have checkout line. They do it for you. It's amazing. They check your items out for you. They put them in the bags.
But they think they're stealing jobs. So they're not gonna. They want to go to the self-checkout.
That's just ignorance, man.
But there's not people there because the job is gone.
We're never mentioning self-checkouts around Tony ever again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, listen, because I don't get the chance to vent. Who am I going to vent to when I'm standing in line? The old guy behind me or the old guy in front of me? Go on.
His shirt being unbuttoned.
Yeah, that was the next important piece of the whole everything that just happened.
Yep.
Go on.
Damn, I don't even remember where the fuck we were.
All I'm going to say is Miranda's going to come in here and ruin my good mood. So let's
You're
just keep
in a
going
good
on.
mood now?
She's
I'm
here.
so worried.
She's here.
Ah.
Chick-fil-A though.
It takes a lot to set me off.
Right.
But did any of you get Nick Johnson's video with the stupid monkey filter in
Yeah.
Breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and it feels so
wonderful.
I like the show, but I don't really remember the lyrics too much.
So,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
So, we just ate some Chick-fil-A.
I had 3 pieces because he didn't want me to have any.
Yeah.
I just want to put that in here.
I'm crazy.
Professional singer over here, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nobody just wanted to share with you.
I like
Nah,
chicken.
that's
So
Nah, it's all
I don't
good.
really fuck with you like
I didn't
that.
give any chicken away.
Understandable. So,
Nah, I'll
I
go.
am the Chicken Eater 212 on Xbox.
Yo.
Shameless plug.
shameless plug.
You just want people to add you on Xbox? Yeah.
By the way, if you hear any random outbursts from a woman behind you, it's because there is a camera woman back there now who brought us the chicken. So,
We're also matching.
this whole clusterfuck of an episode. These gave me so much editing work to do. So, free will. It's the ability to act on one's discretions.
Is it though? Is it though?
I would say it is.
Break the ice.
You asked me what. All right, this is where we really left off. We left off on specifically what is will. Ooh, what's happening with the? Was it recording? That's good. That's really good.
I think she's doing her own editing by zooming in.
That's good. That's good. I have a program for that. What is? You were saying what is will?
Yeah,
So
what
not
is
the
will?
free attached to it. What is
Yeah,
will?
what's will without the
All I said was that will was just the
Explain.
power to act.
power to act? I mean,
That's how I would define it. You want to check Google?
yeah, do
All right.
Google search.
Will.
No, we didn't
Will
do
itself?
Yeah, will itself, not free will.
So, Merriam-Webster, the second definition that it has, it says used to express desire, choice, willingness, consent, or in negative constructions, refusal.
But
So
yeah,
what?
can I make an
In a sense.
introduction
There's a lot
real
of
quick?
words for-
Is that a reliable source?
Is
It's not the average dictionary.
that is it?
It's not the average dictionary.
That is it as a verb. It only has it in here. Oh, this one as a noun. It says to desire, to wish.
Yeah,
A legal. Yeah, it's not.
Like I said, average.
Yeah, this
Very
one. This
straightforward
is similar to
and
mine. This one says mental powers manifested as wishing, choosing, desiring, or intent.
All right, I guess you guys win then.
I guess we
Is
get
that what
the
you
idea.
wanted?
Kind of.
Is this what you
Kind
guys
of.
wanted?
What's
What's a hobby that you do?
He arrests people on the side.
Bro.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But anyways, so
So all right. So if you have the free ability to express desire or choice or willingness or whatever. So, the ability to freely act on one's discretion, I'd say if you freely is a little bit redundant because if you have the ability, that's freedom, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it's fine where the definition is at, but I'm glad that you asked the question.
I'm glad I asked that because now I know something that I can take to the grave.
So I think maybe
Okay.
I think we should. Do you think the discussion of God matters here? Do you think the question of if God exists, do you still have free will? Is it going to be different if God exists or if it doesn't?
I don't know if we want to get into that.
I think that I think God does play a part in it. From what I said to you earlier about like maybe our free will just really is just living out that fate of things and how the whole universe is made up, the building blocks of the universe, so on and so forth, the physics against it, like you said, and what's actually possible.
So
for the definition of it,
what
at
I
least.
was saying earlier, from the definition we have now, it doesn't take into consideration just the physical, like the universe itself, inflicting like
pain,
laws against you in a way, like just the way that the universe exists. You there are certain things that you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
So I think that I might have the will to change a law of physics, but I physically cannot. Like it's impossible.
Yeah.
To our knowledge now, and 1,000 years we might have different explanation.
Yeah, we
Good talk, bro.
I don't know. Just
Yep.
Yes.
Still not forming
Agreed.
coherent thoughts.
Agreed.
My brains are fried for the day. It is late. So,
Fried like Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
but, I definitely think that that's a large scale sense of free will. You guys were talking about free will, and I feel it's more of a commonly accepted thing to talk about free will from a societal standpoint, where you talk about it as in like, okay, well, does the government take away our free will, or is my free will being infringed upon if like I'm not doing things that I want to do because it's not deemed societally like socially acceptable or whatever, like that kind of thing. So in that sense, do we have free will from a social standpoint?
I think we have not free will, like constricted will.
Constricted will.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's the right word.
And
Like-
that's only in certain parts, I would say, of society.
Like we have choices, but then like we get reprimanded for those choices if society doesn't think they're the right choices.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I can go outside and like shoot somebody, but like I'll get arrested or shot back.
Probably shot.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. That's
So-
kind of my
Yeah,
job.
this guy goes.
That's my job.
I can rear-end somebody and like my insurance goes up.
Yeah.
Or I get shot.
Yeah.
Or you never know.
What about from like a political standpoint, like people that have dictatorships?
Oh yes, that too.
That too.
It's so weird how you're just not even over here either.
Yeah.
Just talking.
That idea just
God
came from the mountain.
Who's that? Oh. Oops.
He's
So yeah, from a dictatorship standpoint as well. I think that alright, so the question that I'm really getting at from the society thing is is there any way for you to truly be your own person without any social influence?
Yep. Yep.
I disagree.
I don't
It's
think
impossible.
so. I don't
it's
think
possible.
All right, explain.
Going straight into the woods, somewhere
Okay.
that no one else is. You literally just
As a
live on
baby.
your own. Yes.
Because your parents are going to influence the person.
and you were raised by wolves.
And that's that nature nurture thing that they
But
always
then
bring
the
up
wolves
in
are
psychology,
influencing you.
and but at the same time, I don't know if you guys saw that article about those parents that kept their kid. They didn't even know society. It was on Fox and CNN, all
The
the
kid
big
that was
channels.
kept in like a room their whole life.
Yeah, like in the basement for those
Yeah.
like those D-Day preppers or whatever. They didn't know humanity existed.
Mhm.
So you put them out into society, you don't know like
Yeah, what they're gonna do. You can't like it literally just contradicts itself. You can't ask the question, oh, do we have free will when when other people we're social creatures at heart. So whether you get put in a box, that is gonna influence you some way because someone puts you in that box. A human being puts you in that box.
So how do you define what you truly are then without... So you need society to be who you truly are.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the point that I was going to get at.
But like then you can't. Then it's like free will. Like
So it's literally impossible. It's a contradiction in itself in asking the question, like you said. It's literally impossible to be like it's envisioning an idea where you just grow up from infancy all on your own with no social interaction, and maybe you would be your own person, but you wouldn't be what we would consider today as like a person. Like you would be this mentally deranged like animal at that point, because we need to be social as just under our nature of being a creature. So I think that just talking about the idea of being your own person without society is entirely useless. It's just a matter of what kind of person you become within this society.
Yeah.
And how much you let it. I guess no, because it's impossible to not let it affect you.
Yeah, it's gonna affect you either way.
I guess
so that's why you have to change the definition itself of like being your own person, because you just have to already eliminate that. Okay, that person's gonna be affected by society, but like, can you be your own person, and what does that definition stand for?
So what is
like,
being your own person? We talked about this in the community theory episode.
Mm-hmm.
I would define being your own person as being whoever you want to be, but knowing why you are the way that you are.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Because the people who don't know why they are why they do the things that they do, I feel follow the mainstream social crowd a lot, and they just kind of like, oh, society's all doing this, like I might as well just go along and be a part of that and be social in that way, and you become a different person than what you might have been if you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do that and you know why you are doing that and what those things mean for you as a person and your personal identity, I think that at that point you are your own person. You're not just a part of the mob, because you know why everything's happening, why you are the way that you are.
I like it.
It's just a deeper understanding of yourself.
Yeah.
So
kind of just tackles the issue at hand, really.
So how are you trying? My question for you is, how are you trying to tie that into free will?
Well, because the question really, so if you talk about how society influences you, right? Society at one point or another, in a way, which I should have talked about this earlier. If society influences the person that you become, society in a way, it's like it subconsciously changes who you are and who you might want to be otherwise. So you feel like you're technically you don't have free will because other people, social media, like all these things. And I'm saying that you can't say that because no matter what you do, like literally, and like I was exaggerating, but you can't throw a baby into like the woods and then like it be like raised by something. You know what I mean? No matter what, we are social creatures. So let's say if that were possible, like she said, which brought up a good point, was that then you'd be influenced by the wolves. Like you would live like how they live. So you would be like, your will never be technically your own. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's why you just have to, I think, my opinion, you'd have to take away that definition or don't have that in part of the definition of like how society affects you, because like society is constantly affecting us because we just naturally let it. You can't just not let it. Like it's literally impossible. Yeah. You'd have to be the only person on earth with no animals, no trees, and somehow able to live and like just live on a plain rock. I think a good analogy for this would be the idea, like, you guys ever hear about like the backpack analogy of like you go through life with like a small backpack that doesn't really have much in it, but the more that you go through life and the more experiences you have, the more that backpack fills up. And so it's like everyone has their backpack, so you shouldn't judge a person based on what you see on the outside because you don't know what they have going on in their backpack. But essentially, it's the same thing with society. Like every society puts shit in that backpack for you. You have experiences socially that you cannot avoid, and so that in turn shapes who you are.
It's kind of hard though. Like I'm talking behind the camera.
You want to get in frame or anything?
No, it's okay.
Ooh, weird.
But it's like, well, like you don't have to put this in the video. But it's like hard for humans, especially, not to be affected by society because as an infant and a baby, you can't do anything for yourself at all. Like you need to have someone else to do things for you, and like. So, like you were saying, if you just threw a baby into the woods, like that baby's gonna die. Like, so you physically can't live without having a societal influence at all.
I don't think you'll ever have have full free will until you have no one above you that can give you like a checks and balances of your life, basically.
Unless it's like one of those things where, say you were in a car crash and you lost your memory up until that point, maybe, but like from being born, you're going to have societal influences.
That's a good
no
thought
matter
experiment. If you were,
Just wipe somebody's memory.
Yeah, if you were a 25-year-old adult, and you all of a sudden were in a car crash and you had no memory of anything from your
Well,
past
let's
life.
take it to the extreme. Like, we just have the capability to absolutely wipe your memory.
Okay, sure. Same thing. So,
I feel like you'll be automatically hit by by society right away because you'd be taken to the hospital, things like that.
well, it's also predicated on the idea that you would still know some things. You would still know how to speak
Yeah,
a
because like,
certain
there's,
language,
there's
which
different parts
also
of the brain.
it'll be your
develops a
subconscious
brain.
still
like
knowing
there's
to like
different parts
do
of the brain that
certain
like do with memory. So like there's I forget what I just did a paper on it. Like one of them deals with like your motor skills.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's the cerebellum, and something ganglia.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with like your motor memory. But then there's a different part of your brain that deals with like your actual like life memories. So you can wipe the life memories, basically just impair that part of the brain if you wanted to, and then they still have their motor memories.
Mm. That's There's just a baseline of things that if you were to take it away, they wouldn't be able to function as a person anymore. But some of those things still have an effect on the person you become. Like, you ever see like the TED Talk on like how language affects us, like affects the brain or whatever?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's a really interesting
Yeah.
point. Like different cultures that speak different languages literally think differently just because of what their language says.
Like how you were talking to me about like how like for Spanish people they are taught to like speak like they're just like more fast paced and everything like that because that's just how they are naturally. Like they just speak a lot faster in certain cultures, and it's just like so it's just natural that you're a little bit more fast paced, something like that.
Yeah, or even just how you describe like objects with like male or female like pronouns or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's or the one of them was like about how like your ownership of something, how they talk in different cultures about that in their language. Like there's just certain things. The point is that there's certain things that you can't not have affect you to be a functioning member of society, a functioning human.
he just conflicted with himself right now. Give him a sec.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought that's why he like took a breath.
Well, no, I mean I was just thinking about in the thought experiment, right? So your memory is wiped. You would have to be on your own. You wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. So like someone wipes your memory.
Oh,
you
you
wake up.
added that part.
I that's what I said. I said someone wipe your. Let's take it another step, and someone just wipes your memory completely. Like it's
But
not
then
like
they
a
stick
car
you
crash.
all on your own. Yeah. So the car crash, you would, in my mind, you were taken to the hospital, and then
Exactly.
you
And
got
you'd already
to
be
choose
hit.
the person that you wanted to.
But
be.
it's like someone just put. Let's say you're just in a big building, and it's just like they just want to see how you function as like someone that has no memory of anything, and brain boom, you're gone. You wake up, doors open, you walk out, and it's just like you just see that you're in a building that you can never get out of, and it's like, oh well, how are they gonna react to
Now,
that?
do you stick that person in a familiar or unfamiliar place?
It would be unfamiliar. It would be in
Well,
a
their
place
memory's
that they're
wiped,
yeah,
so-
well yeah, their memories.
But
wiped,
like,
so it wouldn't
you know,
really
like,
matter.
would you put them like where somewhere like where people like speak the same language, or would
No, I
you
was
put them
thinking,
somewhere like
literally
completely
by
different?
themselves.
Like literally. So you talked about the fact the baby would die in the woods. We're just
Yeah.
gonna stick him in the fucking woods.
Oh, we could do that too. But I
Nice.
feel like the woods has life in it.
This sounds like a video game.
It
It's
does
the
sound
beginning
like
to
a
every
video
video game. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
Let's make it actually
here,
reality. So let's come up with this, and then we'll test it out on Jared. We'll put him in like this building that like he just can't get out of, and you just see him screaming, and we just like record him. Eventually passes away.
Do you think he would?
And then we
Do you think he would know to scream though? Like scream for
I feel like
somebody?
that's pretty
It's just
natural instinct.
it'll be like one of those motor skills that you're
Yeah.
saying that it's just like you'd start like hyperventilating and then just going like
Yeah.
like oh hello, and then you're like wait, why did I just say hello, like what does that mean, like thing, and then boom, you just start like talking to yourself, and then you're insane. Oh my god, that'd be so scary.
That sounds how my mind works a lot of the time. Where it's just like I just do stuff and I'm like, why am I doing that? And then I start asking,
yeah, I mean
then I
everyone
start
does
asking
that.
questions, and then I am.
And then he posted to his Instagram story.
Yep, that is not a lie.
Do you guys take a shower at night or in the morning?
Yeah, like, I don't know why.
Or you do both.
Nighttime game or both.
I do both.
I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Sometimes
I
it's
thought
how
of
I'm
that
feeling.
question.
Like sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and then well, you see the thing is I work out early in the morning, and then I'll take a shower, and then sometimes before I go to bed I'm like I want to take a shower again. You know what I mean? So then I just take a shower, and then sometimes I go 3 months without showering.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens.
It's like no nut November,
It
but
happens.
it's like no shower summer.
No shower.
Yeah, no shower summer, no shower winter.
Okay.
You gotta
So
keep
would
that
that be
layer of
free
dirt
will
on
if you just were thrown into somewhere after losing your memory?
It is funny how it's all skewed regardless, because regardless of how we talk about it, our own ideas of what free will is are something. This is what's fucked up about
why free
humans.
will doesn't
because
shouldn't be a
you
thing.
can't. This is an idea called, you probably heard about it, skepticism, where you literally believe that you can't actually ever know anything. It's like Descartes talked about, like, you ever hear the thing where, like, he is weird. But he basically is the one who had the saying of, I think, therefore I am. So there was another guy, what was his name? I just learned about my philosophy class. Anyways, founder of skepticism pretty much said, nah, even that's not true. You literally cannot know anything, because ignorance can't fix ignorance. So if you know nothing, you can't then know anything. And so because of the way that we started,
and that's why things like this should be burned and buried, because that just fucks with your mind.
Yeah.
Oops.
It really does.
Like, think about the foundational things that we as human beings have accepted, just period. Like, really foundational stuff. Like, there are
26 letters.
I don't want to get like
27.
reamed, but like the idea
Make a
of
new
like
one.
the idea of like two sexes, or the idea of color, or the idea of like, I don't know, really, really foundational things.
Color doesn't exist.
Color doesn't exist.
Color
because
exists
dogs
in
have
conscious, at least.
Yeah, well, dogs have different colors than we have.
No, we all see colors differently.
What?
Right? Isn't that a thing?
There's no
you're
no
talking
real
about the
color.
explanatory gap. The explanatory gap pretty much says, I can't know ever for certain whether or not your orange is my orange, because I can never have the same experiences as you without literally being you. And at that point, I would be having your experience, not my experience through your experience.
Exactly, so orange doesn't exist.
Is orange named after the fruit,
really
or
getting
the
deep
fruit
here,
named
like
after the color?
digging and digging and digging.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not even.
let's
it's not
see
even
how
free will
low
anymore.
we can get.
What?
Is the color named after the fruit, or is the fruit named after the color?
Bro, the fruit is named after the color.
I would say that
You want to know
too.
something else about oranges?
What?
He doesn't peel them.
You're right. This
All right.
motherfucker
Okay.
just
What?
eats them like apples. Just
Why?
fucking with the peel on.
Because that's my free will. That's the experiences that I was brought up with. I don't know.
Right, so
It's not
you
your free
witness
will.
you witness family members just go and go, oh hey, an orange.
I know. I
they
just
definitely
never,
tossed him one.
So
I just
good.
never
Oh my
took notice
God.
to it. And when I picked up a fruit, like an apple,
You've never seen anyone peel.
I was
an
never
orange.
taught to peel the orange. It just wasn't part of my family. In kindergarten, when I'd take an orange with my lunch, I would just bite into it, and nobody said a word until I got into middle school, and then it was weird.
There's some kids that are probably like,
And then it was
they're just
too
like,
late.
oh, I wonder what you got. Oh, I got an orange, and he starts biting into it.
But you know what? Let me just
like,
let me just say this too. It
We gotta
ties
say
in
it like-
almost to what we were talking about how you're just dropped into like
I think I just found out where your anger comes from.
relax.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there's a lot
No.
of weird things that are going on.
All right, just go.
What I'm saying is, like, you say if you just drop somebody in a room and never, like, you wipe their memory, whatever. I never knew until people brought it up to me
Your parents
that it was.
they gave you a peeled orange, and you thought that when they gave you one that wasn't peeled, you're like, oh, it's a different looking orange.
No, I
So
just,
you just started eating it.
the orange without the peel tastes weird to me because I was just brought up.
All right,
yeah.
in his defense, not my defense, I've never had bacon until like for a long time.
You also did a
because-
chicken pot pie.
or chicken pot pie.
Yeah,
That's a different story.
yeah,
White
But
people
like,
food.
it's
Right.
not white people food. It's never been established that this is like white people food.
I would say though.
Like, you know
Well,
what's
somebody
white
has
people
to
food?
establish
you know
it
what's
somewhere.
White, meatloaf is white people food.
Yes.
Like things like
Yep.
that. Like, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And then we have like,
Meatloaf is
for
white
black people we
people
have
Can that be the title of it?
as point, black people fried chicken, and then like for Hispanics, chicken and rice with beans. Like there's who goes, oh, chicken pot pie, white people. No,
Me,
I've never heard of
honestly.
that.
Chicken
I just-
pot-
Maybe
I
it's
just
a
don't
white
think
guy
I've ever
thing,
seen.
All right, the point is though, I've always had turkey bacon, right? And I thought turkey bacon was so much better
underrated.
than bacon,
Yep.
right? Because there's more meat on it and everything, and it retains the flavor, all that stuff. Oh, I can go into I can go into stories about turkey bacon. But anyways, and then when I finally got bacon, I was like, "This is disgusting. What is it?" And someone was like, "This is bacon." I'm like, "No, this is not." And then we got into an argument, and then I found out turkey bacon was not bacon. So you know what? Maybe he's just going through the same thing.
It was just I was never accustomed or brought around that you're supposed to peel them. It never appealed to me. And then someday, okay, but someday I'm in middle school and somebody, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? Why are you eating it like that? Eating it like what? What is happening? It was like
I feel like this is where the anger started.
It was like, but it really was a whole new experience.
It's just him venting about
because it was just a whole new experience.
This was his first
nobody ever
angry
second grade when I would go to school and eat the orange. Nobody said
So
a word to me.
wait,
Nobody
is him
said a
eating the
word.
orange peel free will?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm trying to make
he was given orange without a peel, and he chose to eat it with the peel.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that's kind of me tying this all back into that. You get your memory wiped, and people are telling me that's not how you're supposed to do it. Well,
Quick side note, though.
Here I am. I'm 12 years old, and people are telling me this isn't how I'm supposed to eat an orange.
I know you're a songwriter, but I really just want you to have your own podcast where you just bitch about.
Yeah, that actually is so funny.
I would listen to that
Tony tantrum.
every day.
The Tony
You were so
tantrum.
good at it.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
Yeah, but meanwhile, I listen to Jocko's podcast, Hardcore, and he's just like, listen, you gotta control your emotions. And then I'm like, he's right. That's what you gotta do.
You're like, this is what I want.
Ego clouds and disrupts everything. Meanwhile, I'm on the job. What are you gonna do to me? So I gotta.
He's the guy that shoots and reloads. This is the guy you walk away from.
I should have been worried when you said that and not laughed, but it's funny. It's very funny. Because you know what? When I'm at the range show, that's what I do. Like, I always.
He's the magic. He's like, I dare someone.
It's I'm crazy.
Free will needs to exist inside a society for the society.
Yes.
For it to even exist in a society. I think that brings a good point, so let's not even talk about free will. Let's change the topic completely.
Oh.
This was a dumb podcast.
Wow.
No,
It only took us an hour and a half to get there, but
I'm joking.
Life principle of
But
the
yeah,
day.
you literally just dropped it's that bug coming back that I was swinging at before.
We can't have a conversation for more than 5
I know.
seconds
I was
without some ADD shit happening.
Yeah, literally, that is. Yeah, does ADD exist? Well, that's all you have to do. That's what you title this podcast. Thank you.
Sure, just
Okay, so
let's get this going.
essentially, free will within society. The conclusion that I believe, to be honest, don't even fucking remember at this point, that I believe we've come to today is that it doesn't necessarily even exist because it always is. It always exists. There is no defining thing of either you don't have it or you do have it. Everyone will always, listen, think for a second. Society's gonna influence you regardless of what happens. So there's no.
So then there is no free will.
There's no reason in even defining it as a thing that exists.
So there's
That's
no
what I
free
was
will
saying.
from
So
that
there is
exception.
no free will. You can't
in society.
Brother, no.
Think about
There's
the
just
raw
no-
idea of free
Yes,
will. Though.
it's like what we said at the very beginning when you got everybody's opinion of it, and you two mentioned society,
So-
and we mentioned I can go and punch that wall.
free will, as in, and so we just
Yeah,
talked about the
let's get into that
societal
part.
sense, as in
Start
having total free will over the person you want to be, over the things that you want to do, in terms of what it is that you want to do. You might not have free will over. However, the idea of free will itself, as a raw thing, does exist, but I still don't think we have it because of the way that the universe works.
I'm just gonna disagree with you.
All right, why?
Because I just don't think it exists. Like if it's not there, if you're saying, oh, it's in its raw form, it's there, but
Yes.
we just can't get to the raw form, so it doesn't exist as of now.
No, I think something can exist but not happen.
What? No. That's called a theory, brother.
No.
It's a theory until it actually happens. So right now I'm saying
There's a limit on it, is what I'm saying. There's a limit to... I guess it's just a natural limit, which I don't think people have talked about before, is the idea that you have free will within the realm of the universe, but the universe itself will always limit you.
That was a good way of explaining it.
I think what you said is entirely correct. The raw form of it, obviously, like anything else, there's restrictions, obviously, but that whole concept of just having that raw form of free will, society put aside, I think it's there. I
have the ability to make decisions for myself.
Yes.
I don't have the ability to have completely unaltered
complete free will. I think we could say does not exist. Complete free will over.
That's what I'm saying.
100%. But the idea of it, free will to go out and
do your own thing, does exist.
Yes.
That part does. So, like the societal standpoint of what free will is real. But when you keep saying raw, like this raw form of it, that is just, we'll never even get there. It is just like, it just doesn't exist.
So when I talk about raw free will, I'm talking more along the lines of just having the ability to do whatever I want. I have that ability, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, however, what we talk about with society has influenced the wants. Correct? So, society will always influence the wants. So that's why I said, societally, the things that we actually want, technically, no, it doesn't exist, right? Free will, there's no point in even saying that it exists from a social standpoint. In the idea that I have total free will over, total control, it's like having free will over your free will, right? It's this really meta thing of knowing what you really want but without anything affecting you. But you need the things to affect you. Yes, exactly. So the meta of free will, there's no point in even talking about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the communication was lacking in me understanding what you were saying by raw free will.
Yeah.
Because you're saying meta free will. I thought you were.
Yeah.
I thought they were both.
Yeah.
You were saying
so
both the same.
Meta free will, no, it
doesn't
even really exist because there's no point in even talking about it.
Yeah.
We can conceptualize it, but you're gonna come from what I would think to the same conclusion that society has to impact you and will always impact you, and therefore you will never have total control over what you want to do.
Absolutely.
What about, like, not to bring religion into it or anything like that, but, like, you know how when you die, there's some people, like, that believe that, like, you just die and, like, you're dead, like, nothing happens, and there's other people that believe that, like, your spirit is just kind of, like, living in the world, and there's other people that believe that you go into, like, an other world. Like, so, what? Why are you laughing at me?
He just tried to grab the can. He knows it's empty.
No. Well, like, what if someone is dead and they don't have, like, the constraints of the universe, like, on them? You know what I'm talking about? Like, what if you do live, like...
the idea of God, but because Santi can't really talk about religion in uniform, I don't really want to go too far down that path. But
you always good with military.
But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sort of. I guess peace side could be gang side. Sorry.
I agree that the discussion of God should be had when talking about free will. If that answers, that doesn't answer your question.
No, but like you were saying before, like, there's people that do believe in God and, like, the Bible, and then they have certain, like, constraints against them that they can't do because it's, like, looked frowned upon.
Can you physically have free will?
No.
If there is truly a fully omniscient being, well, no. What's it? All-knowing, we'll call it that. I don't know if that's omniscient.
That's the same thing.
Sure. A truly all-knowing God, which would,
Let's
in
take
our
the word
terms,
God out of it, because I want to get into this. Let's just say there's an all-knowing being.
There's a higher power.
Higher power,
Sure.
yes.
Sure. I mean, you could literally just talk about Taoism, which doesn't even classify itself as religion, and just refer to it as that.
I still don't think that you would have free will.
No, because like
Yeah,
we were
because
saying
if there's a
before
higher
about like
power, they're gonna be telling you what you have
still
to do.
a higher
Everything will be
level of
in your
something,
fate.
like-
It will be already made up.
Yeah,
for
pretty
you.
much. Like in order for a god to be a god, they would have to be fully omniscient. Correct? That's the first premise. In order for the thing to be fully omniscient, it would have to know everything that's going to happen, past, present, and future.
Mm-hmm.
In order for it to know what's going to happen in the future, it would already have to have a predetermined reality for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. If there is a higher power, there's no free will at all because everything is already predetermined for you. You're already gonna be.
You're already living fate.
Yeah.
Can the higher power have, for instance, can they still provide you with free will? However, having infinite number of realities.
We're not even gonna talk about that because that's literally.
But it's
that's
like-
impossible to talk about.
it's
Why?
like going back to the definition where it's like on one's like discretion, like on your discretion, not like the higher being's discretion.
Well, that's the same thing as the universe at that point.
Yeah.
The universe will inevitably decide what goes on. But I think, right, get this, this is where it gets weird. Even if God exists, God would also have to have the ability to create free will. Because they'd have to be able to create anything, right? Anything that we can obviously conceptualize, a God would have to be able to know, and probably know more than we do, obviously. Which, in a way, talking about God ever and trying to make assumptions about God, in my opinion, totally fucking useless because you will never be able to even conceptualize God, nor will you be able to use words to describe God, nor will you be ever be able to consciously understand God if it were to exist.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, this entire conversation is useless, but we're still going to have it.
Word, nah, sick. I don't got anywhere to be.
Listen.
All good. No.
I'm excited for this.
The God would have to be
Are
able
you going
to
to email my
create free
teachers?
will. Yes. I'm going to say, listen, I was having
Send them
sex
the
with
video.
him, and he wouldn't let me stop, so he's
Whoa,
didn't do his
wait.
homework.
I think that's right. He wouldn't let me stop.
Yeah.
We're in.
That's how we know which spot to cut, right there. When he goes,
End of episode right there.
all right, bro, go ahead. Talk about your theory
All
that
right.
doesn't matter.
Look, listen. The God would, in theory, be able to create an infinite amount of possibilities
Mhm.
Yes.
and give you the ability to choose from those possibilities while still.
No, I like this.
While still
Yeah.
knowing all
This
of
is
the
my
different possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. That's, I think, what everyone agrees with.
It's like what you said before about the infinite number of universes or realities or something. And one day I was up late and I was watching this video because that's what I do.
Here he goes.
You know, well, I mean, instead of, I would be very politically correct here and say, what else am I supposed to do at 4 a.m. when I have nothing to do and nobody to talk to and I'm working and nobody's awake? So I watch videos
So you're on the job.
Yes, and I
Okay.
watch videos on theories of the universe and
Glad you're
everything.
protecting our streets
So-
while watching YouTube.
You watch your
Yeah.
Vsauce?
Huh?
You watch your Vsauce?
Who
Everyone
the fuck
does.
watches Vsauce?
I don't even.
You don't.
Maybe.
What
I don't know.
you do?
No, I don't.
I don't even know. But that was one of the videos about how like there's an infinite number of universes and in every single one of those, every decision that could ever possibly be made ever is encompassed in one of those. So when you say if there is a God and he gives us that free will, then in all of those infinite amount of universes, in a sense, we're using that free will by making every decision that can ever be made ever, anywhere. Like there could be, you know, a universe out there where I take this can and I, you know, and I just start
That's this universe.
beating. Well, there it is. You know what I mean? But like do crazy things with this can, and I mean,
So I think that it's not impossible for a God to
Yeah.
exist and have free will at the same time.
that's one of my favorite things to think about. Is what you just brought up. That's why I got excited and I
Yeah.
said my piece. Crumble by
Yeah.
can.
And I do, just to go on the record, I do believe that there is something. I think it's more irrational to believe that there is nothing than there is to believe that there is something.
Is it irrational?
I think it's more irrational to believe that there is nothing.
Yeah. You gotta kind of have some type of open-mindedness a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Than just rather say, you know, there's nothing, science controls everything, I'm going to be closed-minded about this and only understand what I am taught to know.
Mhm.
You can be taught to know science, you can't be taught to know what lies beyond that. And if you refuse to look what lies beyond that, I mean, I'm not going to look at you and say, hey, you're an idiot. But I just think that's a concept
You
of
just hold the gun
small-mindedness
up
in a way.
It says you better understand what I'm saying.
And then he eats an orange with the peel on it.
Yeah,
People are making me out to be a very
and then
violent
shoots and
person
unloads.
today. I've only told one violent story. I've just...
On camera.
On camera.
I mean, that's
will not
fine.
be in the video,
Excuse
but
me.
I will watch later and laugh. But yeah, that's like that's like my computer background actually, is my like reasoning for why I believe something like that exists. And it's literally just the word entropy, which is the idea that chaos is more likely than order in the universe that we live in.
That's
And the idea that the symbol for phi is the other part of the background, which is like the whole like the Fibonacci sequence and everything like that. In a universe where chaos is more likely than order, there is no reason why something like the Fibonacci sequence should exist in most living things and in a lot of things found naturally in nature. That's fucking weird to me. That being said, are we
had a principle going here.
You want to form a principle?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to sound really smarty pants and say that meta free will does not exist? But so you guys
Why
have
do I
no.
feel offended that he
nobody-
said that? He was like, "Do you want to
smarty
feel
pants?
it?"
I sound smarty
He
pants when I
wants
say
you to
meta
sound
free
like
will.
it. He's giving you the answer though.
Yeah,
that
I
way
feel
you-
like
that way you look
you're-
smart.
you're- Yeah, I don't want to look smart. I want to look the way that I look.
Oh.
Okay, I want to say that
Well,
raw
you wanna
free
look like
will.
a dumbass, you could look like a dumbass.
It's not looking like a dumbass. It's just I'm gonna keep my peace.
All right.
Go with the video.
So by the way, so nobody has any objections to my idea on free will, even though I didn't really walk you through it entirely. Nobody has any objections to my idea
I think you
of
nailed it.
why we can't have free will in a universe that doesn't allow us to do certain things.
I think you nailed it.
Like we can't have full free will.
No.
We can have free will within the universe, but because the universe exists, period, we can't fully
Yep.
have it. Any objections? Wow, fuck you guys.
We
I'm
literally
just kidding. I'm
we
so
formed.
kidding.
Wait,
I'm
first of all,
kidding.
we formed this together. It wasn't
Yeah, I
just
was gonna say,
only you.
it was
well-
literally all of us talking about it.
This is the.
Can we cut him out of this? Let's just make this a thing.
So you want me to speak?
No, God!
And
Yes.
we can.
No, God, please, no! No!
For this.
No!
It's just funnier if I'm.
No!
I think this ends the episode.
I think we hammered it.
Yeah.
My prediction before was correct.
Of
Being legendary.
it was.
Yes, this honestly.
It was.
What was legendary? Wait, what did we do?
What didn't we do?
All right, put him back to sleep. Get the ice pick out.
Good luck editing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's gonna be a lot of jump cuts.
I'm just gonna like freeze frame the moment I see Bree pick up the fucking camera and just freeze frame and just put like fuck you Bree on there for like 2 seconds and then just like go back into the video.
Does anybody want to go to work for me tonight and deal with idiots?
No.
No, I'm not really that good of a singer.
Yeah, me either. To be honest with you.
You don't need to be good in this generation.
I don't know. Tony's
Thanks.
singing Mariah Carey Christmas carols.
Yeah, and you know what? Guess how many people replied to my story to fight me? None. Y'all won't do
We
shit.
need to end this.
Yeah, so
Because it's like November 1st, you can't celebrate Christmas. Just let me be happy.
I thought you were gonna come in frame for a second.
No.
She moved. Thank you guys so much for watching this clusterfuck
Yeah, it
of
wasn't-
today.
It wasn't even an episode.
It was.
It was something.
It was you're right.
Something
It
that
was a
can't be
legendary
named.
thing.
Interpret it using your own free will.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
That you
Right.
don't actually have. But you kind of do. You do within the universe.
You do.
We as a society
Depending
are
on-
giving you the free will.
However,
to interpret
yeah,
it how you want.
society gives you the free will.
There we go.
Yeah.
In a way. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, helpful discussion is greatly appreciated in the comments. If you gained any sort of value from the content that you listened to and watched today, always please leave a like and subscribe.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Because
Free
this
will.
is a gold mine. Well,
will.
Free will.
Free will, but this is also a gold mine.
Yeah.
You don't want to
just-
share this to too many people, because then,
Then exactly.
It'd be-
Then they're gonna
it'd
take
be-
up all the YouTube.
yeah,
won't be able
the
to
YouTube
watch us
storages.
anymore.
Copywriting is too expensive.
Yeah, it would just
Yeah.
we'd get too famous.
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
Bye.
So don't. Yeah.
I
Don't.
can't
You don't
afford to
want
get
to see
famous.
these
I already
faces
have
too
a hit
much.
on my head, so I
Exactly.
can't afford to get famous.
Yeah.
But if you want to, set off his music career,
Absolutely.
hit the share button.
Yes.
Get his name out there.
Going big.
Starting his own podcast.
What's your genre or genre?
I thought you were gonna say gender.
What's your genre of music that you?
Death metal.
That I think wraps it. I think that wraps it. I think that about wraps it there. Thank you guys for watching.